At the Gorilla Platoon, we've helped over 100 men achieve 10% body fat. I'm just going to teach you what I've learned from that from a psychological standpoint of why you, to be honest, every other man, it needs to be an absolute necessity that you get to 10% body fat in your lifetime. So I've structured this into 3 strict points that we're going to give you. The very first one I'm going to give you is nothing to do with how the physique actually looks. It's to do with your actual character as a human being and as a man, probably if you're watching this, majority of my audience is. Now, what do I mean by this? We must understand that right now, if you're not in shape, it's not really because you don't know how to follow a plan, or I would even say it's not because you don't know how to get in shape. I think you know 80% of the knowledge needed to get in shape. That's not your issue. Your issue is your character. You do not have the character of the man that is capable of getting to 10% body fat and keeping it over the long term. So what you're actually going to do is you're going to do the transformation to get to 10% body fat to develop your character, to actually see what are you made of. How much grit and determination do you actually have? How much spine do you actually have? How much of a backbone do you actually have? Because as a man, your ability to develop your backbone and your spine is a mission critical thing. Why? Because if you want any form of success in life, as a man, you're going to have to go through struggle. You're going to have heartache, letdowns, setbacks, and how well you can deal with that and keep moving forward is going to determine how quick you can essentially get to the goal and the success that you want. So you're going to use the diet for developing your character. To be specific, the traits of the character of the man you need to be. The first one I would say is it's going to develop your self-respect for yourself. If you're not in shape, if you scroll your phone, if you eat garbage, if you say yes to everything to people, your self-respect for yourself is low. And the problem with that is you think you're being humble, you think you're being nice. People will treat you accordingly to how you treat yourself. So if you don't treat yourself well, other people will just see you as a doormat and they'll do the same. It's the same way the guy in school, if you think back to when you're in school, the guy that is lets people terrorize him, everyone terrorize him because he doesn't stand up for himself and say, no, you don't do that to me. So people will treat you how you treat yourself. So it's important that you use the transformation to develop your ability to say no to people, to not put certain food in your body, to go to bed early, to meditate, to read, to look after yourself so that you develop your self-respect, so that you walk around this earth commanding respect from other people, and that's how people will treat you. And everything will really play on easy mode for you when you start to do this. The second trait I want you to develop is a man of consistency, i.e. you don't get bored. You don't have an ADHD mind to change from high rocks to running to mountain training to getting in shape. You just stick to one thing and you get towards the goal, and that's needed to get in shape. It's needed for your career, it's needed for your wife, it's needed for your children. Your ability to be consistent at the same thing for long enough is how you will gain success in all of those areas. But a lot of you are willing to just change your mind. So turning up every day, doing the habits that are needed for 10% body fat, that's essentially going to develop your consistency. The next one is obviously discipline. You're going to need to say no or do things you don't want to do and say no to things you want to do. And every day you do that, you're putting another marble in the basket of discipline towards the better version of you, and that's what's needed to be done. The last one I would say is your resilience. So this is your ability to deal with setbacks and keep moving forward. Your ability to keep doing the tasks, even actually when the scale weight's not dropping off and you're not looking leaner. It's going to teach you about still turning up when you can't see the fruits of your labor. Go and check how many videos I've done on this channel. I filmed a video every day since the 29th of January 2024. That will soon be, obviously we're just about to cross, in fact it was the 29th of October yesterday, so we are about 2 months out from that being 3 years. No, we're 3 months out from that being 2 years. But obviously it's over 600 videos. We haven't missed a single beat because I understand the process of delaying gratification, and to be honest I just like giving information out that I've learned. So developing your character is the main thing you're going to get out of getting to 10% body fat. The next thing I would say is you getting to 10% body fat is important because if you've clicked on this video, you actually have an interest in doing it. There's a lot of people in your circle that need you to get to 10% body fat because they can't. They can't really see what's over the wall, but you can. So your kids, for example, are going to be prodigies of you. If you are in great shape, they're going to follow suit. If you are lazy, they're going to follow suit. If you're out of shape, they're going to follow suit. But if they see you, their dad, as a man who's eating clean, training hard, up early, doing his steps, doing the same thing all the time, being disciplined, you're naturally going to teach the character traits that you have developed to them. which is a beautiful thing for you to pass on to people. It might not be your kids. I do it to, obviously, the people that get coaching from me in the Gorilla Platoon. I do it for my people in my close circle. But I do it for people that are less able to do it themselves. And I believe I would rather suffer so I can pass that on. So like I've gone and learned all these mindset perspectives through my time being a British paratrooper and going through other like challenges myself, so I can pass that on. And because potentially not everyone is as willing and as like not ambitious, a lot of people are ambitious, but maybe optimistic as I am. Now I've got these traits, it's my duty to pass them on to people, and it will be the same for you. You don't know it yet, but you're going to get to 10% body fat in great shape, have learned all these traits, and there's people around you where you're like, why aren't you doing this? And you'll remember how you used to be, and that not everyone has this inside of them to really push through. But with your guidance, with your help, with your inspiration of doing it, there'll be a guy just like you who doesn't think they can get in shape because they see maybe people like me. I'm not a fitness influencer, but I talk about fitness online. Maybe I am then. And they may see someone like you who's just maybe a bit older, maybe like, you know, works a busy job or whatever limiting belief they had, but they've seen you do it. That will be the flip of the script to allow them to do it. That maybe me giving the message to them, it doesn't resonate. Maybe you doing it, it actually does, and they need that from you. So from a non-selfish standpoint, even if you're not doing it for you, do it for other people that couldn't do it, but you could. That's a very important factor. The last reason why you need to get to 10% body fat is, honestly, you will look better, and while that sounds surface level and it sounds shallow, it isn't. Because people will treat you better because you are in great shape. And the people that you want to treat you better because you're in great shape, they won't treat you because of the shape you're in. They will understand what it took to get in great shape as well. They'll treat you because of the man you had to become to get in great shape. So I know anyone that's in great shape, I respect it, not because of how the abs are set or because of how round the chest is. It's because I know that guy is disciplined. I know that guy is consistent. I know that guy is resilient. I know that guy has all the traits of someone I would want to be around. That's why people will treat you better, and that's why you would want it. It's the same for like anyone with a lot of money. You can't look at that person and think, oh, he's rich and greedy. No. He's clearly disciplined, unless he had it given to him, fine. But let's say he didn't. Let's say he made it himself. He's clearly a man that's consistent. He's clearly a man that's got integrity. Clearly a man that turns up every day, does what he says he's going to do. So therefore, he's a good person to be around, and you should want to learn from people like that. So actually, that's another good reason for this. But the beautiful thing about being in shape, it's obvious. People can see it on you. People can see, it's like your flesh, I call it your flesh business card. People can see it. People can see you're in great shape, therefore they know you're that guy. Obviously, you're not going to walk around with your bank account on your forehead, so people aren't actually going to know that. I mean, you can display it in different ways, but it can be bluff. But the good thing about physique, no, you can't blag it. I mean, maybe with modern technology, you can take some mad injection and you'll lose a bit of fat, whatever. But like a good quality physique, you can't blag that. They're not that advanced yet to work out how to do that. It can only be done with discipline and hard work. The same with these t-shirts. So every Gorilla Platoon member that finishes their transformation, that gets to 10% body fat, I send them one of these t-shirts with their personal number on the back, obviously for how many we've done, and everyone has one because you can't buy it physically. But it's earned by doing a transformation. So it has value to it. The same with the physique. You've earned it. Therefore, it has value. That's why people want it. So you would think, I was going to say, get to 10% body fat because your biceps will look cool and your abs will be lean and then women will want you. But realistically, that's not what we're about on this channel. I'm about using the vehicle of 10% body fat. But that's just a vehicle. What it's really about is developing you as a man to be the best version of you. This channel is kind of self-improvement, but the vehicle I use, to develop your self-improvement is through physique transformation, because it's a very obvious before and after. I used to be this guy, now I'm an absolute machine. That's what this is really about here. So if you want to come and join us in our movement and be another one of our success stories of 10% body fat, there'll be a link in the description. Come and join us on the inside and we will help get you to the end result. Thank you for watching as always. Obviously we turn up daily, so you know when the next video is coming tomorrow.